Hey guys, welcome to Bastion Time. I am your host Bastion. This is Nintendo News. Let's get to that news. Metroid Prime, Federation Force. There was plenty of disapproval out there when that game was announced. The main concern people had is, hey, it's a Metroid Prime game. We've been wanting one of these, but it's for the 3DS and it doesn't seem to have anything to do with anything. They want, an actual Metroid Prime game. So the director of Metroid Prime has kind of heard this reaction, and so he said, hey, I would like to make another actual Metroid Prime game for the Wii U, but Nintendo has said, no, if there's going to be another Metroid Prime game, it's going to be for the NX. So Nintendo's already done planning new games for the Wii U at this point. At this point in the Wii U's life cycle, if a game hasn't already been planned and isn't already being developed, then looks like we're out of luck. And then Nintendo even went on to say, actually, we did consider a Wii U version for this particular game. However, it didn't quite work out. They basically decided that the resources it would take to assemble a staff for a Wii U version just didn't make sense, so they scrapped that idea. So as I mentioned earlier, there has been a lot of reaction to this, and basically the reaction has been not good. There was an interesting poll where somebody took all of the YouTube videos of the trailers that Nintendo released on their site of these various games, and then ranked them in accordance to how many likes versus how many dislikes, and Metroid Prime was at the bottom of the list. People are not amused with this. They want a Wii U version, they want an actual Metroid Prime game, they don't necessarily want this multiplayer, not really Metroid related thing. And so IWATA, not reacting directly to this, but one would assume, did put out a tweet wherein he said, hey, I'm listening to the feedback, I'm going to make sure that next year's Nintendo Direct or digital presentation, whatever they're calling it, will be better or whatever. So then some interview questions to Reggie after that were like, oh, so it sounds like Mr. Iwata is apologizing for this year's Nintendo Direct, and specifically for Metroid Prime, which was the major talking point. All people were talking about was how disappointed they were with Metroid Prime. And Reggie was like, no, he wasn't saying that he was not apologizing for this year's Nintendo Direct. This year's Nintendo Direct was great. He was just saying that he's listening to feedback. And this is a problem that I have with Reggie, and I'm going to get to it, I think, in the next video when he makes a similar comment about something even more specific, but he even goes on to address the Metroid Prime fan feedback specifically, saying, hey, this is just how it works, we tell you guys about a game, you guys react negatively, but then when the game comes out, you guys love it. And that is not really necessarily always true. It's true that when Splatoon was first shown at last year's E3, plenty of people out there were like, what the heck is this thing? I was one of those people until I played it at last year's E3, and then I was like, wow, this is fun. But so what he's saying is, people see a game, they react negatively, then they get hands-on with it, and then that changes their perception. And that is true for me with Splatoon, but that same formula cannot be applied to every single game they release. Every single game they release isn't going to be a golden egg, and I really don't know that Metroid Prime Federation Force is a golden egg. So he seems to be living in a bubble where he thinks that everything that they do is a golden egg. But anyways, I'll get to that more in a future video. That is it for this episode of Nintendo News. See you guys tomorrow for more news. Bye guys.